Hi there. I'm going to say a few words today about safe love and sex. And this is under the Safe Love series, where we take responsibility for our own safety and for creating safe, loving relationships in our lives and situations. And today I want to zero in on the sexual scene and speak about safe love and being able to create safe relationships. And in order to do that, if we're to create safe relationships, we need to understand what healthy relationship dynamics actually looks like. And many people, either in their childhood or adulthood or both, haven't experienced a deeply loving relationship and sometimes haven't experienced healthy dynamics as well. And I want to relate that today to our sexuality. And there's a lot of sexual casuality going on in the dating scene at the moment, and there's no judgment in that, but we're relating that today to our safe relationship training toolbox, which is a set of skills that we have available and ready in order to use to keep us safe in the dating scene, in our relationships, in our workplace, or wherever it may be, so that we develop this set of skills, tools that we can use in order to maintain our safety, and then set us free to be able to develop our personal development along the way. And as far as the casual scene is concerned, if we haven't had any experience of healthy relationship dynamics, it can be quite difficult for us to spot unhealthy relationship dynamics, because if we haven't experienced something, it's quite difficult to not be confused about what healthy dynamics is and how to create a healthy relationship in our lives. And part of the ability to be able to create safe and healthy relationships in our lives is being able to stay away from negative relationships and negative dynamics, and therefore make the way clear so that we can introduce safe relationships and situations into our lives, because we haven't got our lives cluttered up with unhealthy relationships that are draining us and potentially stopping us from moving forward. So it's quite key to be able to identify healthy dynamics and to be able to engage in healthy dynamics ourselves as well. And when we're engaging in the casual scene and sleeping with people on a continuous basis as soon as we meet them, and all the other different scenarios that we come up against, it's possible that we're putting ourselves into dangerous situations with strangers. And that's another point I wanted to highlight today, that it's not all about being cool and down with it and being trendy and what have you, and feeling desirable and sexy. It's really a priority for us to remain safe first and foremost. And in a lot of these situations where people go into strangers' homes, getting into cars with strangers, or going down alleys or whatever it is, wherever the situation is, people are putting themselves into danger. And today I wanted to highlight that if we want to remain safe and happy, then we can adjust our own behaviour, have certain tools ready in our safe relationship training toolbox, and to use those tools appropriately, especially when we're being manipulated and coerced into engaging in a casual setup, whoever that's with. And when we have a strong value system, we tend to be able to maintain that strong sense of self and those values much easier, because we've been used to doing it over a long period of time. We've consistently set those boundaries. We've consistently said no to certain situations and people. And therefore, over time, we've built up a life that is full of safe relationships and situations, rather than having a life that's being drained by toxicity and negative situations. And as far as our sexuality is concerned, that area is just as important as any other area. And often compromising ourselves sexually on a continuous basis doesn't always make us feel good. It can impact then our self-esteem as well. And sometimes when we don't feel very good about ourselves in that way, it can open us up and make us even more vulnerable to people who want to manipulate and control us into these casual situations, which really at the end of the day we may not really want to engage in, but we don't want to be seen to be different or unusual or not exciting and what have you. So I wanted to highlight our responsibility today to maintain our own safe, loving relationships and to get a handle on what is healthy dynamics. What does that look like? Part of that is respect, being able to respect other people, being able to respect ourselves, being able to engage with people who respect us, and not engaging in situations where we're being disrespected and abused and our self-esteem is being affected. Also, it's about having boundaries, having strong boundaries. And often an abusive person won't engage with someone where they have strong boundaries, because they're going to just keep coming up against their boundaries all the time, and they're not going to be able to get away with what they want to at the end of the day. So there are lots of healthy dynamics that we can research. That's a good tool to have in our safe relationship training toolbox. And it's also a good tool to be able to use in order to be able to sift the wheat from the chaff, as it were, and to be able to identify and attract healthy dynamics in our lives, and therefore to be able to create safe love. As always, stay safe and very happy. Bye-bye.